Hi friends, it's Rabbi Briskin with a thought for Shabbat. So imagine that the CEO of your company made a visit to your home while you were recovering from surgery. You're certainly a bit nervous. You want to be attentive and respectful. And while you're enjoying a nice conversation over coffee in your living room, you glance out the window and notice a beat-up van parking on the street in front of your home. Out pop 3 haggard and weary-looking men. It looks like they've been driving all night without a break. You jump from your seat, and despite the pain, because you are recovering from surgery after all, you welcome these visitors into your home. While you serve some coffee and biscuits to the CEO, you prepare a huge feast for these visitors. What would compel you to take leave of the CEO in order to cater to your visitors? Friends, this is a modern take on a story that we find in the narratives of Abraham. God appears to Abraham, and suddenly when 3 strangers come into view, Abraham excuses himself from God's presence and goes out to graciously receive these visitors. Many of our sages are aghast. How could one leave God to care for 3 strangers? Others teach that Abraham did exactly what was expected of him and what God would expect him to do. Neglect one mitzvah to perform another. Rabbi Abraham Noah Paley suggests that 2 central commandments that focus on the human capacity to love support each other in this case. Abraham could depart from God's presence in order to show honor to his visitors because the commandment to v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, to love your neighbor as yourself, is a reflection of the commandment v'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, love the Lord your God. In truth, both are one, he teaches. In loving one's neighbor, we show honor and respect due to human kings, but to the ultimate sovereign as well, God. As Rabbi Shai Held teaches, we serve God in the very act of serving the neighbor who stands in front of us. A lesson from this episode of Abraham, God, and the 3 visitors is that we must be aware of the inherent divinity of every human being. We cannot see God with our own eyes, however, we can see an embodiment of God in the people we meet. When we treat them the same way we treat our boss, our CEO, or even God, then we are living by the highest values of Jewish tradition. So friends, I invite you, look into the eyes of strangers and see the face of God. That's what God expects, even if we have to take leave from God in order to do this. Shabbat Shalom.